So hello everyone. In this video tutorial, we'll learn about the Java interfaces. The Java interface, what is a Java interface? If the question is asked to you and if you like to give in a single line sentence answer, then you should supposed to tell that an interface is like a class with only abstract methods. Yes, that's the best answer you can give at the very beginning. Then you can slowly go with the explanation of the interfaces. So what is an interface? It's like a class only, like we define a class in Java. But an interface is by default abstract. A class can be either abstract or concrete. But each and every interface in Java is abstract and it can have only abstract methods. Yes, a class can implement an interface. Like a class can inherit another class using the extends keyword. Similarly, a class can inherit an interface using implements keyword. We'll come to those things later. So one thing make you understand and make it clear to your mind is that an interface is declared so that you can later inherit that interface and implement, that is override the abstract methods which are defined inside the interface. So interface is created specially for inheritance only. So an inheritance is similar to a Java class in many ways. For an example, we can have any number of methods in interface like class. If we write an interface, then that file will be saved like a class using a .java extension. Similarly, after compilation, the bytecode is created, that is .class file is created for an interface. And interface appears in packages and their corresponding bytecode file must be in a directory structure that matches the package name as in for class. Okay, but the differences are very important to be learned over here. What is the difference between a class and interface? That's how we'll learn the interface in the first step. An interface cannot be instantiated. That is, an object of the interface cannot be created. So this is the first point. It cannot be instantiated. It means that no objects can be created. As simple as that. We cannot create any object. Yes. We cannot create any object of any interface. So whenever there is an interface, the one thing is clear is that you cannot create an object for that. Now, it may never have, it does not have any kind of constructors. So it does not contain any constructor. Like in class, we can have any number of constructors. An interface should never have any constructor. Now the third point is also very important. All the methods are abstract in case of interface. That is, even if you don't write abstract, then also a method will be considered as abstract in interfaces, because only we can provide what? In abstract methods inside interface. We cannot provide concrete methods like the normal methods which we can provide in general classes, correct? There is no instance fields like integer x, integer y that cannot be provided. Yes, like we provide the instance, right? Instance variables we can provide inside the class. That thing cannot be possible to be created and declared inside an interface. But we can provide static and final fields. We can provide the fields which is static and final. Next thing is that an interface is not extended by a class. It is implemented. How it is implemented? It is implemented using what? Using implements keyword. We use this implements keyword for this. There is some implements keyword. There is a keyword known as the implements. So a class implements an interface. But when an interface inherits another interface, that time we use the extends keyword. Yes, so there are two keywords we use for inheritance. When a class extends another class, we use extends. Similarly, when an interface inherits another interface, we use the extends keyword. But when a class inherits an interface, we use the implements keyword. Similarly, an interface can extend multiple interfaces. That's a new property. A class cannot inherit more than one classes. A class can maximum inherit another class. That's how Java has restricted inheritance from class to class. But Java is very broad-minded when you wish to inherit interfaces to a class. Any number of interfaces you can inherit to a class. So interface can extend multiple interfaces in the same way. So one interface can extend, that is through extend keyword only, it can inherit other interfaces. So an interface can inherit many interfaces using the extends keyword. Yes, and a class can inherit many interfaces. That's another point. Interfaces have the following properties. An interface is implicitly abstract. Keep these points in your mind. Wherever you learn through this video or any other tutorials, these points are common and you should supposed to know it very clearly. Till you become obsolete and Java goes out of the market, these things will be there unless you are learning Java and making it as a professional choice. Keep this thing in mind. An interface is implicitly abstract. Each and every interface is abstract. You don't need to provide abstract keyword while declaring an interface. But if you wish to provide the abstract keyword before an interface, you are welcome. No issue. Compiler will not let you provide a compile time error for that. Next point, each method in an interface is also implicitly abstract. Yes, each method is abstract. So each method inside an interface should not have the method body. Only it should have the declaration. That's it. Methods in an interface are implicitly public. All methods are automatically public. You don't need to provide the public syntax for that. Automatically it will be what? Public. So how to write an interface? See, I have written an interface over here. This is the interface. Interface animal. The name of the interface is animal. So we used to use for class the class keyword. To declare an interface, we provide the interface keyword. Correct? Then the name of the interface. We name the interface name as animal. Now it has public void it and public void travel. See this. Public void it and public void travel. So this void, even if you don't write here public, implicitly it is public only. But in general practice, we provide the public keyword before each and every methods of interfaces. Keep one thing in mind. All the methods are abstract. So although you have not given the abstract keyword over there, implicitly these are all the abstract methods. Understood? So even if you give the abstract method, it's also fine. Yes, even if you don't give the abstract, then also it's okay. It will not give any compile time error. Similarly, the interface itself is abstract. See, there is no compile time error. I have saved that. If there is some compile time error, if it is wrong, then here error would have popped up by the IDE Eclipse. Yes, here the errors are not coming. So it means that you can give the abstract keyword or you may not give the abstract keyword. But by default, implicitly, it's an abstract. That is, it can hold only abstract methods. So these two methods are also abstract because it doesn't have any body. We cannot provide a body to an interface. See, whenever I have given the body to this interface, then immediately error has popped up. Abstract methods do not specify a body. So they are telling that it should be an abstract. Compiler told that it should be an abstract method. Yes, you cannot provide a body of that. So we are now implementing interfaces. So these particular things I have showed you already. That is how these interfaces are provided. Yes, now we'll see how to use that. How to use the interfaces. Now we'll make use of the interfaces now. We'll write down this program also. See this? The same thing I have provided here in this Eclipse already. So it will save your time. If I type, it will take much more time than that. So here we have the public class exception in Java. Name of the class is exceptions in Java. So that is the old package I had, old project we have on exceptions. The same name I have kept. Okay, no need to be confused on that. The name of the class can be any. So I have given the name exceptions in Java. Yes. Now it implements animal. It means what? That is, this particular class inherits the property of animal interface. As it is, as animal is an interface, that's why you are providing implements. See, this animal interface is provided in a separate file. It can be put in the same file also. I have just tried to show you that this interface is also written in a .java extension, animal.java. Correct? So interfaces should be saved in .java file only, like classes. Okay, so let's come to this program. Exception in Java has inherited one interface. Name of the interface is what? Animal. That's why it is given with the keyword implements. We can't write extends. Like we inherit from a class to class using the extends keyword, right? We cannot write from class to, that is, sorry, from interface to class inheritance using extends. It will throw error. The type animal cannot be superclass of exceptions in Java. Superclass must be a class. So this should be a class only. In case of class, only extends keywords can be used. So as it is interface, then we are using the implements keyword. Now we have the public void eat. Public void eat method. Yes, this public void eat method was given over here as an abstract method. So whenever we'll implement any interface to a class, these abstract classes need to be overridden. So public void eat and public void travel to be overridden. See here, public void eat is overridden over here and public void travel is overridden over here. Inside public void eat, we are trying to print mammal eats. And in case of travel method, we have simply put in the output screen mammals travel. We are trying to print mammals travels. And we have this class specific method. This method belongs to this class only, not to this interface. So we can write down any number of methods of the class. So you have provided this method here, number of legs and returning 0. So you have no use actually this method. I have just written this method to show that we can give any methods along with the overridden methods of the inherited interface. From the main class, from the main method, we are creating the object of the class exceptions in Java. So this class object I have created. Now we are calling m.eat and m.travel. Then what will be executed? It will print mammals eats and mammals travels. Now the question is that what if we don't override any of these methods? Let's see. If we don't override the methods, if we don't override the abstract methods of an interface, then it will give a compile time error. Each and every methods, that is each and every abstract methods, that is implicitly these are abstract methods, right, inside an interface. So each and every methods of an interface, if you inherit to a class, then each and every method should be overridden. Not even a single should be left. So although we have written public void travel overridden over here, as you have commented this part, this method we are not overridden, right? Right now public void eat. So it is giving a compile time error. The type exceptions in Java must implement the inherited abstract method animal.eat. So the compiler is telling you that you must have to override all the methods of the interface which you have inherited to your class. As simple as that, direct instruction. You cannot ignore this. Implement the inherited abstract method animal.eat. So they are telling that although in this interface animal we have the method void eat that is not overridden over here. That has to be implemented and override over here. Otherwise it will give a compile time error. So it's clear that each and every methods of an interface should be overridden in the derived classes. Then only it will work. So this is your first interface program. Now we'll go to details. We'll see that a class can implement multiple interfaces. So a class cannot inherit more than one classes, right? For example, if I take a class over here, suppose class A, and there is another class B, suppose class B, and if you want to extend A and B together, it will give an error, right? Extends sorry, let me take this out. Yeah, extends A implements animal, it's all okay. See, no error, correct? It will execute. See, mammal eats, mammal travels. Because one class can extend up to one class only and multiple interfaces. It can extend multiple interfaces, but it cannot extend more than one class. If I write A comma B, then it will give a compile time error. Yes, what you will tell? The compiler will tell you directly. See, in this line number 21. Correct? Na? Unresolved compilation problem. What's the problem? The problem is that you are trying to inherit two classes into another class. It's not possible. We can maximum inherit one class. The same thing is not true for the interfaces. For interfaces, one class can inherit multiple interfaces. Yes, we'll see in this program. This note you will get, okay? Whatever the programs I'm executing from this PDF, each and everything you will get. It will be provided in the description of your video. So you can see that there are two interfaces, int FA, int FB. Okay? Int FA calling the, provided the abstract method M1, and the interface int FB provided the abstract method M2. Now this class sample. So I'll change this name to sample. Okay, sorry. It should be given as this class as the main method, na? So it should be named as GFG, not sample. Well, what happened? Oh no, it's not been changed. Well, let me first explain it to you. So this sample class, it can implement two interfaces. See, just separated by a comma, and it's supported in Java. So both the interfaces are now inherited to the class sample. So now class sample has to override all the methods of interface int FA, that is M1 here, and all the methods of interface int FB, that is method M2 over here. So M1 is printing what? Welcome inside the method M1, and M2 is printing what? Welcome inside the method M2. Yes, both are overridden. M1 is overridden over here and M2 has overridden over there. Correct? Now the class GFC is creating the object of the sample class and calling M1 and M2. And the expected result is what? Expected result is to display welcome inside the method M1 and welcome inside the method M2. I'll just try to refract here and change the name. I don't know why it is not supporting last time. Typed name GFG already existed in package, default package. I think I have to change the package directly. Okay, I'll rather choose option for going for this online compiler than simply to waste time on keeping the setting changed over there. See this now. Okay, so it should supposed to give the output welcome inside the method M1 due to this line number 32, and due to line number 33, as it is calling the method M2, it should supposed to give the output welcome inside the method M2. Let's see. Welcome inside the method M1 and inside the method M2. So what's the output we got from this program? What's the concept we got from this program? What's the benefit? What's the things we learned from this program? This line. That is, one class can implement, one class can inherit more than one interfaces. So multi-inheritance is supported in Java through class to interfaces. That is, multiple interfaces can be inherited to a Java class. Yes, now we'll see regarding the extending interfaces. An interface can extend another interface same way that a class can extend another class. Correct? The extends keyword is used to extend an interface, and the child interface inherits the methods of the parent interface. So we can see here, this program will teach you the same thing. So in this program, what we are doing basically, it's a very simple program actually. So there is an interface int fa, and it has a abstract method void geek name. Int fb extends int fa. See, an interface when inherit another interface, that time we use the extends keyword. Similarly for class to class inheritance, we use extends keyword. So interface to interface inheritance also you use what? Yes, we use extends keyword. So I'll write down these points and so that you can recall and remember properly. Interface to interface, similarly class to class inheritance through extends keyword, but interface to class through implements keyword. So these things are the key points which you're supposed to recall and remember always. Well, so we'll see this program now. Interface int fb is inheriting interface int fa, and int fb has its own abstract method defined inside its body, geek institute. So as you can see here, if a class inherits an interface, then all the abstract methods are required to be overridden. But the same thing is not true for interface to interface. So this interface int fb doesn't need to override geek name. Just is providing its own abstract method there, because geek name is already available here. So it will anyways it will not give any error if an interface doesn't override another interface's abstract methods, even they are connected through inheritance. Now we see the class implements both interfaces and provide implementation to the method. There is a class sample. Class sample implements what? Int fb. So it implements this method. Sorry, this interface. So when it implements this interface, it has to override this method along with this method. See, it has overridden the geek name and geek institute both. For geek name it is Rohit, and for geek institute it's IIT. So if you go for public static void main, create the object of the class sample, this is the class sample. So if you create the object of the class, then only you can access the methods of the class sample, correct? So you have created the object of the class sample and call this method geek name and geek institute. So the result will be Rohit and IIT. Yes. So this program I have copied over here, and if I execute, I expect that Rohit and IIT will be the output. I think the last outcome is also coming out. It's not popping out the new output. Wait, hold a minute. I'll delete this. Yeah. The online compiler is having some problem due to the due to the net connectivity or some other thing. Well, so the name of the class is sample. So will it work? If it is a sample, then it should supposed to work. No? Public class interface, then Java application, and it should supposed to give the output. Rohit and IIT. Yes, the output has arrived. So Rohit and IIT is the output, correct? So we'll see now. We'll change something and we'll see. So this method, if you provide over here again, and execute again. See, the output is Rohit and IIT still, because this method is anyhow available to the integer FB because it has extended this. Correct? Now we'll add another interface. Interface int f new. Okay, and it has geek name 111, this abstract method. Now what if we make int f new? What if we try, now it's very crucial point, what if we extend more than one interfaces to a single interface? See here, there is no error is coming. So you can understand that one interface can inherit more than one interfaces. Now we have created two interfaces, right? Int f new, int fa. So int fa and int f new both are inherited to int fb interface, correct? Yes. Now public class sample implements int fb. So you might have the doubt that why this error is coming over here. That is because we have not overridden this method. This method is also available right now, na? Because this particular interface int fb now has int fs method geek name and int f news method geek name 111 along with the geek institute. So this method should be overridden over here. So we'll override that method also, then only it will work. Now this error will not pop up. You have to make it public always, okay? Make it always public. Never forget to make it public in the derived class. Now you can print anything. This is to test this concept. See. Yes, we are not calling this method. So this method is not displayed. We'll call this method now. How we'll call this method? By using the object. Now it will display Rohit IIT and this is to test. Yes. So what's the outcome you got from this program? Why we have invested our time in learning this code? We understood one thing, that one interface can extend more than one interfaces. So we'll write down these points. So unlike classes I have written, so for classes we can't do that, right? A class can inherit only a single class. Just before I showed you that thing using that program. So that's the one thing we learned over here. Next thing we learned over here is that we need to inherit each and every methods of the interfaces. We must override. We must override each and every methods of interfaces in derived class. Yes, these two are the things what we have understood from this particular program. Next we'll see regarding extending multiple interfaces. We'll see regarding the multiple interface extension. So that we have learned already, right? We have already extended multiple interfaces. That is, from a single interface, we have extended multiple interfaces. So here in the same program, geek name, geek institute, and another interface is created that extends both the interfaces, int fa and int fb, and it has geek branch method. So geek branch methods needs to be also overridden over here, and we have overridden with a print statement CSE. So we are calling geek branch. So what will be the output of this program? Rohit, IIT, and CSE. So these three things will be printed. Let me just execute this to make your understanding more clear. Yes, Rohit, IIT, and CSE is printed. Yes, the new thing what you have learned here is that one interface can extend more than one interface. That's one interface can inherit more than one interfaces, and that thing we learned already and we have written over here. One interface can inherit more than one interfaces, unlike classes. Well, now we'll go to the next concept regarding interfaces. Using interface references. Okay, so we can create, it's a very crucial point. Many students don't know it, and it's very widely used and very popular concept actually, and it is useful. It is very much useful actually for many cases. So we'll come to know about this point, that Java permits reference variable creation with interface but not objects. That is, we cannot create objects of any of the interfaces, but yes, we can create the reference variable, and that reference variable can hold the downcast objects. That is, the objects of its derived classes can be referenced by the superclass interfaces reference. Okay, we'll not speak much without examples. Otherwise, it will be confusing if you are the first time learner. See here. Okay, the class is IRF now. Make it sample, that's better. We'll make all IRF into lion. Lion is what? I think lion is the name of the class was. What is the name? IRF. So how the lion comes into picture? There is a class lion. Okay. Okay, fine. Yes, it should be named as IRF then, not sample. I'll try to change this. Refractor IRF. Yes guys, so we'll execute this, and it's a very simple program. Tell me what we are doing here. Just a new line you are seeing, just a single new line you're learning over here, and that line is here. This line is the new thing what you're learning from this video, from this particular program. That is, A1 is equals to L1. We are learning actually these two lines. Here what we are making, this is the reference variable of interface animal. Correct? Yes, this interface animal variable, correct? A1 is the reference variable of the class of the interface, of the interface animal. We have written the interface animal over here. This interface has a single abstract method. If you don't write this abstract, then also it's abstract. And if you write abstract, okay, you write abstract, it's your wish. Public abstract void it. So it has a single abstract method it, correct? Now we are creating here one interface object. One interface. Sorry, I'm using different terms. We are using one reference variable for the interface animal. Yes. Now we are creating the object of the class lion. So class lion is actually implementing animal interface. Now it has overridden the void eat method and written inside lion eats other animals. Yes. So L1 is created. Now this L1 is assigned to A1. So A1 can assign and can hold the object L1. Why? Because animal interface is inherited to the class lion. So lion classes objects can be assigned to animal class interface. That's what. Otherwise not. If it doesn't inherit, then it is giving an error. See, we can't assign that. As class lion inherits the animal interface, that's why we can assign A1 is equals to L1. Now A1 gets the property of L1, correct? So A1 can call the methods which has been defined and overridden inside the class lion. Now see, if you execute that, this line will be printed. Lion eats other animals. Lion eats other animals. Yes, so that is what the use of referencing an interface to the objects of its derived class. Yes, same thing is being explained over here. Yes, you can get this video note inside the description of the video and you can go through with these things. I just want to make my video not so large. The duration should be less, that's it. So we have the next concept right now, Java nested interfaces. So what do you mean by nested interface? We have the nested class. Similarly, we have the nested interface. An interface declared within another interface or class is known as the nested interface. What is the syntax of nested interface? Which is declared within the interface is very simple. Just to write down an interface, inside there is another interface. That's it. It becomes a nested interface. Similarly, a class is there. Inside the class, you have declared another interface. That becomes the nested interface. Example of nested interface which is declared within the interface. Example of nested interface which is declared within the interface. We'll see the first example over here. Yes, from this particular interface, we are giving another interface. That's the nested interface now. So we'll execute this program. This program is also very simple actually. If I've understood the previous programs, definitely you can understand this program also. But I'll not let you go simply. I'll explain it line by line. Oh, the same problem here. So I have to make the class name changed here because that is the file where the main function resides. Okay, fine. So you can see that what you can see from this program, one interface is there, showable. That interface is having a method void show. So void show is by default public and abstract, as you know. So now inside that there is another interface. What the interface it is? Message. The interface message has one method which is definitely public and abstract implicitly, and the method name is message, void message. So now when you are implementing this message interface, you should supposed to name the interface where it resides. So this interface resides where? This interface resides inside the outer interface showable, correct? So it implements showable.message. So we are telling that message interface we are going to inherit, but it's there available in showable interface. So showable.message you have to specify like this. Now we have to override the message for sure because it is provided inside the message interface, correct? But we have not inherited, we have not overridden the void show, but it's working well. See, it's not required to be overridden. Void show, the interface showables methods are not required to be overridden. That's what it tells, right? Yes, now we are creating the object of the interface reference. Sorry, we are creating the reference variable of the interface message by telling the compiler that the message resides inside another interface showable. New test nested interface 1, because you can create the object of the class only, not of the interface. So you are creating the derived class object, and that objects is being assigned to the reference of its parent interface. So it's known as the upcasting. In the last example also you have seen the same thing. Using this reference variable now, we can call the message method and it will print hello nested interface if you execute. Hello nested interface is coming up. This is how it works. Yes. So now we'll see that example of a nested interface which is declared within a class. So inside a class also, if we define a nested interface, it will be known as the nested interface only. We give the name the same name, nested interface 1. This public p small. Java is case sensitive, as simple as that. Well, so here also inside the class we are defining this interface, right? So you have to tell the compiler the same thing, that inside the class A we have the message interface. So basically what happens when these lines of code will compile, during the compile time, it will be given as a $message. I mean, if it is the outsider, if it is If it is the interface inside another interface, then also the same thing will happen. So you have to tell in this way that this message interface which you're going to inherit over here belongs to the class A. See here we are also using implements, not extends. So being this interface inside a class doesn't change the method of implementation. Yes. So it doesn't change that. You don't need to use extends keyword. We need to give implements keyword only. And then we are overriding this method public void MSG, and it is printing that hello nested interface. Yes, now we are creating the reference of a.message interface, that is the message interface which resides in the class A, using and assigning the object of the class test nested interface. So as test nested interface inherits a.message, so this upcasting is happening, and this object which is created through new keyword will be assigned to this reference variable. So message.msg will print it hello nested interface. Hello nested interface is printed. As simple as that. Similarly, I'm not going to in detail, but we can define a class inside an interface also. It will not give any error if you write down an interface and declare a class inside an interface. So it's an example of nested class only. So it is not an example of nested interface. So I have not gone to the in details. So this class will be considered as the static, it will be considered as the static only. The static nested class example actually. So this is the basics regarding what the variables, regarding the Java interfaces. What you learned about the Java interfaces is all about this. They are the basics about the Java interfaces. So if you have any doubt, you can put into the comment section. And if you want to know something more, then also you can put into the comment section. And also if you have, as you needed this this note maybe, so this note will be available to the description of this video. So please download here. If you like these videos, if you like the way the things has been presented and the uniqueness of this delivery, then please subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thank you very much.